It's 4:40 in the morning. Couldn't sleep. Been thinking about this for a while. I think it's time. Somebody woke up. The 100-day vlog was really interesting because the 100-day vlog helped me experience a lot that I wouldn't have experienced if I never did it. I learned how to shoot and edit and deliver in 24 hours. And I took that challenge on because I wanted to have this outlet that I can output something on a consistent basis. We wanted to do a project that maybe was a little bit crazy and irresponsible, but we definitely knew that it wouldn't be as possible once we have a kid. So we needed to do it. Really just was an opportunity for my wife and I to try our best to experience life before we have a kid. As a dancer, you like to travel, you like to network, you like to meet people, you like to hang out. It's a very social environment. So a part of us was like, this may go away once we have a kid. Pushed us to get out of our comfort zone. We met people, experienced things that we would have never experienced because we wanted to go out and live life and document it. And that helped us get out of our comfort zone. And honestly, in it and through it, we became much different people. And a lot of unexpected things happened through it as well. Because through it, we started meeting a lot of different people. I met so many different people, brands, businesses, professionals, some co-creators, so many people that I can network with. Later on, when I decided to start a business, I already had a clientele. I didn't even realize it, and I didn't intend to do it. That's something that just happened. It was fun. I learned a lot through it, probably more than I expected to. And that was a very valuable experience. When I found out that Bortran was pregnant with Bodhi, I thought, what a way to get out and do something with my life. And hopefully it will spark something. It just made us a lot more hungry to continue this type of lifestyle where you're always experiencing new things or always trying new things. And I've realized for myself that I'm an ambivert, like I'm an extrovert and I'm an introvert at the same time. And it depends on what the situation is, but for the most part, I'm an introvert. I like to be by myself. I like to be in my own thoughts. I like to think things through. I have extroverted talents, I like to say, like I can public speak, I like to DJ, I like to be out in public and dancing, but naturally I'm an introvert. So this 100-day vlog pushed me to get out of my comfort zone. And now that I've lived that life, I want that more for our family, and I want that more for my son. Because I think raising our son and being able to be out and experiencing more, experiencing the world, experiencing different communities, I think that will teach him so much more about life than just traditional education. That's been something I think the 100-day vlog changed so much of our lives, not only personally, but professionally. And because it changed our lives professionally, now we live a completely different life than what we were living prior to it. When I was doing the 100-day vlog, I was in the process of being ordained as a pastor. This was kind of like a life goal of mine. It was a dream of mine. It felt like a calling of mine. And still to this day, it's still a big part of my life, a big part of my heart. It's been a long road. I think I started this process maybe like the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. And I stood on stage with my good friend, Pastor Danny at Heartway Church. And I was ordained as a pastor of the gospel. I didn't think it was ever gonna happen, mainly because of my, I guess you could say, bad experiences with institutional churches or institutional religious or religious institutions. I've had a lot of bad experiences. because I think certain things, or I've learned certain things, or I've researched certain things, and I've actually been kicked out of a lot of places or asked to leave in a respectful way, mainly because it just didn't fit the mold of wherever that place was. Heartway Church was probably, well, not probably, it was one of the only homes that really accepted my way of being and thinking without judgment, and I was allowed to express what I thought and what I felt about the gospel. And that place, no matter where I go in life, will always be home. And then, 2 weeks after, I walk into this meeting at my job, and it's one of those meetings where you know something's up. And the CEO stands in front of everybody, myself, my coworkers, and a bunch of other people in the room, and tells us that there's budget cuts and that people need to be let go. I'll be honest, I was pretty salty about it in the beginning, but then after a while, business is business, and I get it. Doesn't mean that it's right or that it's wrong, just business. Unfortunately, myself and others, we had to figure life out. Being laid off my job, I had to refigure out so much about life. I've owned a business before, but never really seriously. I had a DJ business, I've had entertainment companies. I never really took a business seriously because I've always had the job that I was at. I've been there since I was, not even 21, I think. So I grew up there. I was there for over 10 years. And I'm a grown adult now, taking care of a wife and kid and paying bills and taxes, and then you lose it all. Financially, things got really difficult. They got really tough, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I was a new father, I was a husband, I had a bunch of bills on my plate, and I'll be honest, I was scared as shit. And for me, a recently ordained pastor, I felt like I worked really hard and dedicated myself to this calling. I had to step away from it. I couldn't carry the extra activities that I was doing outside of making money. So I had to adjust. And adjusting meant walking away from a lot. Teaching and pastoring, I really enjoyed it. Something that I looked forward to, and I grew into that role. And it took me a while to get comfortable in that. Anyone that has taken on public speaking can tell you it's something that doesn't come so natural. Maybe you're natural in speaking, but the craft and the art of it, that takes time. It's one of those things where I could say stepping away from it was one of the hardest things I think I've ever done. Stepping away from teaching as a pastor was not something that I planned or wanted. It just happened. I lost my job. I needed to make money, and I needed to support my family, and I didn't want to go back to a 9-to-5. So I started my own business, and starting your own business requires a lot of discipline, focus, and hard work. They say that successful people, it's all about blood, sweat, and years, and I wanted to put in that time. I didn't want to go back to where I was. I didn't want to go backwards in life. I wanted to progress forward. I miss it. And I guess this is a way that I can continue teaching and also practice a passion that I love for filmmaking. When we got laid off, I had a decision to make, and the decision was get another job or start something else. I've been at this job for over 10 years, so I know what that's like. And I'll be honest, I thought it was the safe way to go. That's why I did it. I don't know if that's the safe way to go anymore. And even if all was to fall through now, I still don't know if I would go back in that direction, because that was my safety net. So I had to make a decision. So my biggest inspiration was a traumatic experience. I had no choice. So some people say, you gotta take the big leap. I never leaped. I just got kicked off the cliff, and I had to turn falling into something that looked like flying. And all I could think of was, this is all I know how to do, how to make money, is creative media. So this is the route I went. And I hit the ground running, and I just ran. I never looked back, and I just kept going. My wife and I, we wanted to create not only a lifestyle, but a business that we can be around each other and be around family and friends as much as possible. Being at a job that, you know, and this is a lot of people in general, this is not to talk badly of anyone because I've been there. You're at a job all day, you wake up early, you drive there, you commute there, you walk there, whatever it may be, and then you're there for a bunch of hours. You only get to see your coworkers. Some of them you love, some of them you hate. Most of the time you don't want to talk to people. And then you get out and you're exhausted. Not because you really did anything, but because you were bored for all those hours. And then you get home because you're exhausted and you just have no energy. You have no energy to be with the ones that you actually want to be with. And that was me for a little bit, especially when Bodhi was born. We didn't want that. So we wanted to create something that we can feel alive. Are we tired? Oh yeah, we're tired. We work a lot. We do more work than I would have at a regular job. But it's great work. It's fun work. I get to work with my wife, with my best friends. I get to work with my son. My son is on most of the sets that we're working on. And although it's an inconvenience and sometimes doesn't always work out, I'd rather have him seeing me work than seeing me for a couple hours in the day and me not really being there present. So we're figuring out every day how to make personal and professional merge more and more into a lifestyle. We try our best not to compare ourselves to other people that are doing great and similar things, because their story is not our story, and we're not living their life and we're not making their money. But this is our story and this is our life. And that's why we're here. Season 3. Handle that.